From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
Now at 7, is Indiana seeing the warning signs of a COVID-19 resurgence? Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Mullins. Tonight, the Regent Street Institute says health department data shows an increasing trend in positive tests. The Department of Health is reporting an additional 20 COVID-19 deaths and 965 cases. The statewide 7-day positivity rate is at 4.2%. State Health Commissioner Dr. KRISTINA says officials have been communicating with hospitals to make sure they have everything they might need to handle more COVID cases.
They are all reporting increased numbers of cases in the hospital. They are all doing extremely well and did not feel like they needed anything additional from the State Department of Health at this point in time, but know that we're here to help at any point in time that they would need it.
Well, the second week of March was a turning point for many in central Indiana during the early days of the coronavirus pandemic. But after the Big Ten tournament was called off, some Indianapolis hotels began sending their employees home, a move that was supposed to be temporary. WRTV's Cameron Riddle checks in with two sisters who still are not back at the jobs they love.
This has been the worst summer of my life.
Lisa Worley and Celesta Nichols were some of the first people to lose their jobs when the pandemic started in March. We first introduced you to the pair of sisters and their friend Betty Yosha the same day they were all furloughed from their jobs in a downtown Indy hotel. 6 months later, they never imagined they would still be without their jobs.
I honest to God believed we'd be back to work. Things would be back to normal. Well, whatever normal is now. Yeah. And it's scary.
Scary for their own health and for how they would pay the bills. Celesta is getting by with her Social Security. Lisa found a job working at an assisted living facility. But the former lounge hostess and lead server say aside from money, the pandemic has taken away the jobs they love.
It really it's been frustrating. You know, I want so badly to get back to work. I miss our clients. I miss our guests.
As the calendar changes to October, the sisters have been told it'll be at least another 5 months before they can return to work.
It's up in the air. Until they open banquets, we don't really have any reason to open up restaurants.
Worley says it hurts to think about the events they should be hosting right now.
This is a month where I would get fat, and it would carry me through the lean time.
Even after losing their livelihoods, these sisters can still find something to smile about. They say what carries them through 2020 is staying productive in the present and having faith for the future.
I'm not a big religious person, but I got a feeling there's some little Jesus that have something to say about that. I think he would probably say about the same thing. Have faith and get back to work.
Cameron Riddle, WRTV.
Well, unemployment remains at an all-time high for the country and including here in Indiana. So why are available positions going unfilled? Our ALYSSA Donovan explains where you can find jobs and start working as soon as tomorrow.
Hundreds of thousands of Hoosiers are still unemployed due to the pandemic. I spoke with one staffing agency who says the jobs are out there. They just need people to walk in their door.
I went through the whole ordeal with unemployment and trying to find a job.
Like many, Danielle Garrity lost her job due to the pandemic and was unemployed for 2 months.
Luckily, I found this place and now I'm able to help other people find a job.
She's one of several people working at the job center to fill positions in central Indiana. The staffing agency has around 100 available warehouse positions right now.
Whether you have no experience or a lot of experience, we have something for everybody.
But until recently, the unemployment benefits people were receiving made it challenging to fill these positions.
When people were getting $600 additional a week, they were making about average $15 an hour. So our jobs range from $11.50 to $18 an hour. Some of our positions technically paid less than they could get paid to sit at home.
Now that the amount on the unemployment checks has decreased, the job center is starting to get more calls.
Sounds good. I'll see you at 2 o'clock.
People who need to return to the workforce.
You come into my office, so we can go ahead and do your drug test and then give you the paperwork.
Maribel Garcia just placed someone in a new job this afternoon. He'll be starting tomorrow.
They're really happy, and that makes me feel good because I know that I made somebody's day. they're going to be able to have a job and be able to provide for their family.
All of the jobs are temporary to hire warehouse positions, which means they can be converted to permanent employment. The jobs are in Plainfield and Whitestown and pay between $11.50 and $18 an hour.
We're really trying to help them build their future and their careers.
I'm ALYSSA Donovan, WRTV.
For more details on the jobs available and how to get in touch with the Job Center, you can go to hiringhoosiers.com.
Mark it down, put it in the books. The driest September on record. We've only had 0.12 of an inch. Now it's not it's not in the top 4 it is the 4th driest month of any in Indianapolis history. I'm confusing myself here, aren't I? In other words, it's dry. It's really dry. As you look at the evening sunset, an indication that we're in the final hours with dry conditions right on through midnight. We'll have some showers return during the day tomorrow. There are a couple of showers just south of Fort Wayne. Those are moving southeast and will move into the Buckeye State. 62, that's your Peru temperature, while it's 72 down in Bloomington. Southern Indiana had warmer temperatures all day because more sunshine. We had the showers and more cloud cover in the northern half of the state. Average temperature this time of the year in the low 70s. Through the evening hours, the skies will be partly cloudy. The wind calms down a bit. Temperature drops to 54 by midnight. Let me show you how the showers develop tomorrow. That's with another shot of cool air that moves into central Indiana. Talk about how cool for how long and unveil the 7-day forecast coming up.
Voters across the country are expressing disappointment today following last night's presidential debate filled with interruptions and personal attacks. The president and Joe Biden are back on the campaign trail. The Commission on Presidential Debates announced today it is planning changes to the next 2 debates to, quote, ensure a more orderly discussion of the issues, end quote. Both campaigns will need to agree to any change in the formats. There are less than 5 weeks until the election, and many Hoosiers are already filling out mail-in ballots. WRTV's Cornelius Hawker spoke with 2 voters on opposite sides of the aisle about the issues that matter to them and where the country goes after the election.
Despite the attention being given to the first presidential debate, most people have already made up their minds about who they're going to vote for. That's according to a Pew Research poll that showed only 5% of Trump or Biden supporters said their minds could be changed. I talked to 2 guys whose votes won't be changed because of this debate.
I hope that Americans are reminded why they hired Donald Trump.
President Trump is not interested in leading us through this.
Alex Totten is supporting Biden because he says Trump's first term has been filled with misstep after misstep. Top of mind is his handling of the coronavirus pandemic. An estimated 206,000 Americans have died from COVID-19 since March.
Vice President Joe Biden has a plan day 1 to turn around the country when it comes to coronavirus, when it comes to COVID-19. What we need is a complete change. We need a complete change of leadership because there's been a failure of leadership.
But Jeff Cummins feels the opposite and points to major achievements from the Trump administration as to why.
Tax cuts, regulatory reform, trade negotiation and renegotiation, deals that hadn't been looked at in decades, strict constructionist judges and likely a 3rd Supreme Court appointee, strength abroad and a stronger military.
Both men are firmly planted on different political sides. So I posed this question to them. What happens if the candidate they don't support wins in November? How do we bring Americans together?
It's been a heated few years, rhetorically speaking. And so I think each side will need to have a little grace, and I hope we can find our way there.
It would take a lot of strength and a lot of emotional strength to come together and just keep working and keep grinding and making those small changes.
Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, WRTV.
We do have your guide to the November general election up right now on our website, WRTV.com/vote in 2020. That includes all the dates you need to know in order to make sure your vote counts.
If there's another little kid who has a similar situation to me, I can just be like, oh, that happened to me too. Everything's going to be fine.
Still ahead here on the news at 7, a Central Indiana college student survived cancer. Now she's taking steps to dedicate her life to fighting the disease alongside other young people. Helping Hispanic and Latinx business owners succeed. That is the goal of a new program through the Indy Chamber's Hispanic Business Council. It's called Accelerate Latinx. WRTV's Megan Sanctorum spoke with a recent participant about how this program is helping her.
This is Deanna Kay. Originally from Colombia, she now calls Indianapolis home and runs a company called Elite Management Services, which provides valet parking for a number of restaurants, hotels, and casinos. She's also a recent graduate of the Accelerate LATINX program.
Initially, we thought we were getting the tools to grow our business, and then we realized we were getting the tools to survive during COVID.
The year-long program includes classes, mentorship, and networking opportunities.
We just have our own position in the community, and I think as a business owners, we don't know everybody in the community. So it's important to expand our network.
We didn't study business. We didn't study accounting and banking and all this different stuff. So this gave us an ability to come in and learn in an organized environment with other entrepreneurs to figure out what we didn't know and sharpen our skills.
Yancey Kay with Elite Management Services says he thinks the program is especially important for Latin and Hispanic businesses.
There is a unique challenge. I think all small businesses are faced with trying to network and grow beyond their own four walls. Immigrant businesses, Latin businesses in particular, are specifically susceptible to getting stuck with one restaurant or one client.
But this helps them grow beyond that. Kay's advice for other Latin business owners:
look for opportunities like the one the Chamber of Commerce gave us, educate yourself, make your network growth, and you can do it. It's possible.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
If you do want to participate, we have more information about the program on our website at WRTV.com. Kevin.
The sun is literally setting on September. What a beautiful view to the west. We'll talk about some frost in early October coming up.
Wildfires continue to scorch the West Coast during a record-shattering wildfire season that is still weeks away from being over. The Glass Fire in Napa and Sonoma counties and the Zog Fire in Shasta County are raging out of control in the northern part of California. The Glass Fire has burned 48,000 acres and destroyed dozens of buildings. It's only 2% contained. The Zog Fire is just 7% contained and has killed 3 people. The fire season has already produced 5 of the 6 largest wildfires in the state's history. Time now for our storm team forecast. Here's Kevin Gregory with that.
And thank you, Mark. Wind, the story of the day, as well as a few showers to the north. There's our peak gust. That was in Indianapolis, 37-mile-per-hour gust. Helped carry our temperature up to 73, though. And it's shaking some leaves off of those trees. The Brown County Leaf Cam is up and running. It will be a little different this year. It will have different views across Brown County. This happens to be just outside the Visitors Center. And we have to go back to this. Beautiful sunset as we end the month. The nearly full moon rising tonight. You need to check that out. Technically, it's a full moon tomorrow night. Here's some headlines. A cool stretch ahead. Right on through the weekend, our temperatures will be well below average. The chance for showers tomorrow and again on Sunday. Then we'll start a warming trend next week, and it looks like that warming trend will continue beyond the 7-day forecast, take us into the middle of October. During the day tomorrow, clouds first, then the showers in the afternoon hours. Hit and miss. Not all of us will see the rain, just like today. And it's a little more likely you'll see the rain northeast of Indianapolis. Temperatures right now at 60. And I move my mouse there, 66 degrees in Indianapolis, while it's 75 in Sullivan, still mild down there. We're headed to the 40s tonight. We'll be united generally in the mid-40s as you go through tomorrow. 63, so noticeably cooler. Showers, especially north and east of Indy. Coolest day Friday, partly sunny, 59, and that sets us up then for that frosty start Saturday morning. Saturday, 61 is what we'll recover to. The wind gusts tomorrow not as strong as today, still noticeable though, and it will play a role in the afternoon hours, moving the leaves around for sure. 30% chance of showers in 63, and then the full moon tomorrow night. Clouds should allow us to get a good view. Friday forecast, 59, the afternoon high temperature. The clouds will be around, especially during the afternoon and early evening, and then start to clear from there, setting the stage, along with a light wind, for temperatures to drop into the upper 30s to low 40s. Temperatures are coolest Sunday with showers more likely. Then we start our warm-up. 63 Monday, 72 by Wednesday, and even beyond the 7 days I mentioned, we should have above average temperatures. Mark?
Kevin, thank you. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and even though this month is ending, the mission never stops. Our Amanda Starantino shares how a Central Indiana student is using her own cancer battle as inspiration as she starts her career path.
It's been 10 years since 19-year-old Jade Finley learned what would change her life forever.
The results came back that I had thyroid cancer. The cancer had moved from my thyroid to my lymph nodes, and through that traveled to my lungs.
She had to have an extensive thyroidectomy, and it was later discovered that she had 50 to 100 tiny tumors sprinkled throughout her lungs.
They removed my entire thyroid and about 55 of my lymph nodes in my neck, and it left me with a 12-inch scar from here to the back of my ear. As a result of my surgery, one of my vocal cords was paralyzed. So my voice is pretty weak and I have a really hard time speaking loudly. And in terms of my lungs, I developed pretty severe asthma from it.
For her tumors, a person can have up to 3 radioactive iodine treatments in a lifespan. Jade has already had it twice, which has allowed her lung tumors to remain under control. Now living with her scars from a decade-long battle with cancer, Jade just started her freshman year at Marian University, and it's her experiences in the hospital that inspired her to become a nurse.
I understand, the process and the stress of going through a ton of treatments, and I feel like I could give back to anyone else who's going through a similar situation that I did.
Her diagnosis came as a surprise to her family. No one even noticed anything was wrong until a quick visit to the doctor for what was her brother's appointment.
As a ear, nose, and throat head and neck surgeon, we see a small amount of it. Most pediatric cancers are really the blood-borne things, leukemias that people are familiar with, or brain tumors. So pediatric cancers in the head and neck region, like Jade had, particularly thyroid, are in the lower numbers of total pediatric cancer cases.
Her surgeon at Peyton Manning's Children's Hospital at Ascension St. Vincent was Dr. Miyamoto. With September being Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, he urges parents to not stray from their doctors, even amid a pandemic.
I think it's always good to be aware of your kids and changes in their bodies. So for our area, unusual lumps or masses in the neck that don't go away or that act abnormal, breathing problems would be our takeaway.
From the surgeon who helped Jade through her cancer journey, Dr. Miyamoto believes because of what Jade has been through, it will help the future nurse shine because of the empathy she will have for her patients.
If there's another little kid who has a similar situation to me, I can just be like, oh, that happened to me too. Everything's going to be fine.
In Indianapolis, Amanda Starantino, WRTV News.
Jade says she specifically chose Marian University because of its close association with Peyton Manning Children's Ascension St. Vincent. She wants to work there after she graduates. We'll be right back. Finally at 7, some foul-mouthed parrots at a British zoo are in big trouble for swearing at people. 5 African gray parrots were donated from separate owners to the Lincolnshire Wildlife Park within the same week. The birds quarantined together, but the staff said the parrots were soon swearing and cussing at each other and then also at the visitors. The zoo removed the parrots from public view so children wouldn't hear all that profanity. Staff are hoping the birds' language will get more family-friendly now that they've been separated. Go to your corner. Each of the
Yeah, I'm thinking they learned that language from someone, right?
They had to have, or each other.
All right, 59, that's your temperature on Friday. Temperature by Sunday with some showers around 56 degrees. There's your wholesome, clean forecast.
All right, and we leave you with the beautiful view of this bleeping sunset. We'll see you tonight after the game.